Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Dyslexic Reader. Today we're doing a bit of a birthday book haul for you guys. It was my birthday last week and I got some books. I woke up on Thursday morning and the plan was go to the bookstore, take a long time, have a good search, maybe treat myself, and then lunch. My in-laws, knowing that was the plan, I woke up to an email saying that they had sent me gift vouchers for Waterstone, so I was able to use that. But I also went and picked myself up some other little bits and pieces for myself for my birthday, so I wanted to show you guys what I got. Apologies if there's a lot of glare. We're having really sunny weather for once, so that's the way it is. The first thing is something that I treated myself to, and that was the Magisterium series by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I have already read these, but it was one of those books that I thought about all the time. I thought about rereading. I originally got them from the library and I was like, oh, I should go back to the library and get those. That's something that I would like to reread, and probably over and over and over again. And then I was like, you know what, your birthday's coming up, and if you know you enjoy these books and you want to reread them over and over again, just get yourself a copy. So there's 5 books starting with the Iron Trial, the Copper Gate, Bronze Key, Silver Mask and the Golden Tower, and they follow our main character as he goes to, I guess, kind of like a magic school, but it's very just like a middle grade urban fantasy, but there's lots of twists and turns and the plot is just so good. I remember reading the first book literally with my mouth open at like the plot twist and how well it was written. So if you're a fan of like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, any kind of that like low end, I don't know whether to call it middle grade or YA, but that kind of lower YA or higher middle grade urban fantasies, these are fantastic. Then I guess I'll do the rest of the stuff that I picked up for myself because that's what's on top of the pile. I picked up The Lost World by author Conan Doyle. And this just seems to be a classic fantasy adventure of the lost prehistoric world deep in the Amazon jungle. Obviously, as a massive Sherlock Holmes fan, I am a big fan of Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm also a big massive fan of dinosaurs. Jurassic Park was one of my favourite books of last year. So when I saw this for £1 at the charity shop when I was looking to treat myself, I thought, why not give this a go and see. But I think it is, I'm not sure, it was in the children's section, but by the blurb it doesn't sound like it's a child-friendly book. So we'll have to see for that one. Then I got To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I know nothing about what this is other than it is his first adult novel, and I love the Inheritance cycle. So it's an author I love. It's a big book. I love long books. That's maybe not true. I like buying long books because I feel like I get more bang for my buck. That's essentially why I like them. It's set in 2020 and it seems to be sci-fi. It just says in the back, space holds countless secrets. She has just found the deadliest one. So no idea. This is a big massive book. Nice and floppy. I really like Paolini's writing. There is some illustrations in here, and I just thought that's the kind of thing that when you're in the charity shop and you see it for a couple of £1, you can take a punt on, kind of. The other one I know nothing about. This is the last one that I treated myself to, but this was only 50p on the sale cart, and I'm a bit of a whore for the sales cart in the charity bookshops. It's 2 novels in one, Silence and Blackout by Campbell Armstrong, and by the sounds of the blurb, they're not connected. It's not like a duology that was published together. It's just 2 of his works. The first one seems to be someone who is in the witness protection program in America, and someone is after them. I think the witness protection program fails. And then Blackout sounds better to me. A guy is driving, loses control of his car and crashes. He has a passenger in the car who is a prostitute. I don't think they survive. So he goes and hides the body and goes on the run because I'm assuming he doesn't, like, there's no paperwork to link him to the prostitute that he had in his car. But somebody finds out and is after him. I'm not explaining this very well. I'm trying to sum up the blurb as short as possible. But for 50p, I thought they both kind of looked like books that I like but don't read often, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, you know what, I would really be in the mood for this kind of story. So I always like to have some of them on my shelves, and for 50p for the both, it's hard to beat. Right, on to what I got with my Waterstones voucher. The first 2 books I got were on the buy. Oh, that sticker came off really nicely. And the buy one get one half price. And this is the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, who's like a TV presenter in the UK, but a very, very intelligent man. He does all the quiz shows. And this is his first book. The second one is coming out later this year. And I guess it's a murder mystery. My mum read this and thoroughly loved it. My mum would be lucky to read a book a year, and she read this in like a week and a half. She likes Richard Osman, but she also likes murder mysteries. Same here. And she said it's about people who like set up a little a little true crime kind of club, where they pretend to solve murders, but there turns out to be a real murder and they have to try and solve it. She just said it was a lot of fun. And if she got through it so quickly, I'm sure it must be good. And then the other one I got on the buy one get one half price. Hopefully this sticker comes off as easily. Oh, it does. I wonder if it's the hot weather is loosening the adhesive, or have Waterstones improved their sticker quality. This is The Last Protector by Andrew Taylor, and this is the 4th in the, I can't remember the name of the series, but the Ashes of London. So Ashes of London is one, then the Fire Court, then the King's Evil. This is the 4th one, and I believe the 5th one is either just out or just coming out. I have not read any of these, but I have the first 3. I just bought the first 3. I've been wanting to read them for ages, and I just treated myself to the first 3. I bought them all in one go, but I was going to buy the whole series because I like reading series back to back, but I couldn't find this one cheap anywhere. But when I had the voucher and I found it for half price, then I decided to treat myself to it. So it is about the Fire of London, but mysteries occur. I think murders occur, but they use the fire and stuff to cover it up, and I think it's quite political. So I have the first 3, and I have the 4th one, and as I said, the 5th one's either just out or just coming out this year. So I want to get caught up with those over the summer, so they're high up on the list for July. The next one, there's only 2 more left, is a book that I have already read, thoroughly loved, think about it all the time, think about rereading it all the time, so wanted a copy of it for myself, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I believe I read this either last year or the year before. I'm going to say the year before because I remember reading it in the winter, and it was before COVID, I think. So I think it must have been early 2019 I read it, at the start of the year. Well, I guess it could have been 2020, but just pre-COVID. Time doesn't make sense anymore. But either way, ever since I've read this book and gave it 5 stars, I've thought about it a lot and thought about going back to the library and getting it out again to reread it. And I think my husband would really, really love this. So, and he's not a big user of the library because he doesn't read that much, and I have plenty here to keep him occupied. And so I thought if I actually had a copy of this, I'll reread it and he can have a chance to reread it. I don't know how to explain it. He read the book and he was like, the back doesn't tell you much. And I was like, yeah, I think that's actually probably a good thing because it would spoil the story. But it's about these students at university, and they have like a really eccentric professor. And I can't remember if they're studying, does it say on the back? They're either studying like ancient history or Latin or something along those lines. But the guy who is their professor is real weird, only takes 6 students, and is like talks a lot about like morality and like how society changes morality, and how back then they like the Romans had different morals than what we do. But the kids get really close being like in the one class and spending all their time together, and it starts to go to their head and they start like questioning morality and doing some weird things, and then they get questioning each other, and it's just brilliant, and it's so well written. Modern classic, I would say. And the last one is a book that I've been wanting to read for ages. It's a nice big long book, and my library doesn't have it, and I thought it was too expensive to buy for myself firsthand, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. And this is a big chunky fantasy, and I believe, someone can correct me in the comments if not, it is a standalone. So this is it. There's no series to follow up, because one of the things when I was browsing on Waterstones looking for books to buy, a lot of fantasies caught my eye, but they were part of a series, and I was like, well, if I get the first one and enjoy it, then I'm going to have to come back and buy all the rest. So benefits of this one is that it is contained. This is it. Bought it, own it, can read it, enjoy it in full. There was a lot of hype about this when it came out, I'm going to say last 2019. I feel like it was late 2019. I feel like it hasn't been about for that long. I'm really excited as well to dig into this. I love big long fantasies in the summertime, so this will be perfect. So that is my little stack of books that I got for my birthday. I hope you all are doing well, you're happy and healthy and keeping yourself safe. I know cases here are on the rise again and it's not a very pleasant thing to talk about, but look after yourselves and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.